3 substitutions into the game for Allentown Central Catholic. They like to go deep into the bench, about 8 or 9 players, and that's what you really need in a state championship game.
Danny Hines, number 22, he's going over there to get a blow. It's been a tough pace here over the last few minutes. Want to keep his legs fresh for his shooting. And good again by Curran.
We've said it all day. You want to have the star cast on the floor at the end when it's time to decide it, and so that's what both coaches do. Here's the matchup zone again. Notice they'll dish people off to different areas. Playing man-to-man in a certain area, and then when your guy leaves the area, you pick up the next man that comes into your area.
There's Joe Grill, swings it over for Leffert for another 3, and that's off the front. They get the offensive rebound. Swing at the corner, Rockwell with an open look. Leffert got the follow, and it goes out of bounds, and it is Franklin ball. Good call.
It's funny, most teams look to put it right back up when you get an offensive rebound. Franklin gets it, and they look back out to the three-point line for another three-point shooter. And they've got him everywhere you look.
I'll bring Joe Grill over to inbound.
Again, penetration is key here. Here we go. Penetrate, look to the outside, or penetrate, look to the corner. Here goes the penetration, screen up top. It's been so important here in the first half for Franklin. They just keep hunting on you. Peck, 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 then find the open man.
Nick Hager, coach's son, into the game. That's 5'11" sophomore. Long bomb that time by Leffert. Gooman's got another rebound. That's his 4th.
Whenever a three-point shooter double clutches on a shot, he'll never make it. He thought about it once, clutched it, then shot it again. No chance.
One thing about Gooman, he catches the ball. He's money in the bank. Oh, it's at the 3rd on Gooman. He ran over Joe Grill. They're going to bring Hines back.
Joe Grill might be one of the headiest players I've seen play for a long time. He and his brother, I mean, standing right there and just taking it as Gooman ran down the lane and said, geez, in football that doesn't count for anything. What happened here?
Well, he doesn't have the stats, but we're talking about an intangibles type player. A guy that, you know, will swing the ball, catches it, doesn't turn it over, gets a lot of rebounds, gets a lot of burns.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And all the unmentionables have become so much a part of a championship team.
The little game, when you add it all up,
oh yeah,
huge.
Roles are so important on any team, and understanding. And here's a kid that's smart and understands a role. Penetration.
Takes it off the dribble, leaves Horn open for his first shot. Horn going to follow it, thought better of it. Now Rockwell works in tight space and draws the foul.
Well, there was something rare. Franklin going for a 2. High-low from Horn to Rockwell on the baseline, and he draws the foul. But a good job of getting it down inside, up strong, and draws the foul.
First on Danny Hines. Looking at Jason Rockwell, 12.8 points per game, 6'2" senior.
Pretty nice stroke for Rockwell as he knocks down the first.
It's not the biggest team in the world, but you know what you get there is good ball handling and also good shooting ability, and that's what Franklin has used to get here.
Fantastic defense. I mean, their man-to-man defense is just mano a mano.
They use speed to get the spots on the floor, and they take that away from you.
Yeah, they're the kind of team, if you watch them come out and warm up, you say, well, you know, they might be okay. And then all of a sudden, you watch them start running, and they don't seem to ever slow down. I mean, this team is really, really tough and well-conditioned.
Nick Alfer is into the game. Alfer, a good three-point threat for Allentown Central Catholic. This, to me, seems like a big trip. It's an 8-point game. Trinkle out, traveled with it.
Yeah, it's a good call. Yeah, you watch his feet. I mean, he shuffled the feet. That's turnover number 7 here in the first half. And I mean, this is really not a good sign right now for Allentown Central Catholic. Because I'll tell you what, Franklin's making them pay on just about every possession down the floor. They're really maximizing the use of the half-court offense.
I don't think Central Catholic has Hines involved as much as they need to right now.
He needs to touch the ball at least once every time, you know, at least once. Just to set up the defense and pull him in or pull him out, depending upon where he is on the floor. Now they run a little motion. Weak side cut, and then a screen to the baseline, then the penetration.
Boy, the Grill brothers really just make you work. There's Horn, ill-advised pass. He got up in the air, and he had nowhere to go.
Slow it up.
McGeehan, now Hines, going to pull the trigger from downtown.
Boy, what a pretty shot by Hines that time. I mean, he just looks so comfortable out there stroking it.
Hines with 8 here in the first half, and that 3 ball gets him right back in the hunt, down by 5.
call a Clara Barton shot. It stopped the bleeding. And watch the screen on top. The screen on top is so important against this.
Give a go to Horn. He was down in no man's land. Now to Grill from deep down. His brother rebounds.
Right
Little
back.
5'11", right in there among the trees.
There it goes again.
Leffert this time from down there. No, Hines rebound to the floor. They go. Officials right there. Just a hard basketball play as Rockwell and Hines collide.
Watch this. Just keep shooting the three. We'll get a couple to fall. But look at Hines. And just good hard basketball. No, you know, and both guys helping each other up. Good sportsmanship. The kind of thing you want to see here at the tournament.
Intensity and the officials right there, just in case it was boiling a little hot.
Grill just keeping the pressure on the point guard all the time. Look at this, just constantly right there in your face like a jitterbug.
Fast moving first half, as you can see. Already second quarter.
Okay, Allentown Central Catholic with their little motion offense here.
Somebody got a hand on it, didn't see. Oh, to Hines behind his back, he kept it alive. Now leans from 14 off the glass.
You know, you don't see a touch like that often. I mean, he rose up 13-footer, and I mean, that was a feather shot. That just hit the backboard and sought the basket. Great backspin.
Allentown Central Catholic and a 5-0 run, all five off the itchy trigger finger of Danny Hines. And now Franklin's going to take the air out. Shot clock, everybody's going to be debating, oh, they ought to have a shot clock just to avoid this sort of thing. You would totally disagree.
Totally disagree. I love the game the way it is. I love the fact that the game's played in stages, and I love the fact that we played at different speeds, you know. You can go out right now and trap the life out of this team if you want to. If you want to make the game different. I would hate to see the shot clock get into high school basketball.
Maybe we go to that end zone shot a little bit, and why this isn't 5 seconds. You can explain that space on the floor.
Well, you know, right now you need 6 feet. You need to come out and play 6 feet away. And you know, Allentown Central Catholic is going to be content here. We're going to get to 11 seconds, and then you're going to see the Grill brothers go into action and start doing the little jitterbug. And there's going to be a three-point shot taken here at the end of the half. I'll guarantee you that.
The Vikings are content to shorten the game. They feel that enhances their opportunity to win this,
well, you've got the lead right now. Why should you give it back, even though it's only 3 points? Look for Joe Grill to take the last shot.
There's the pick. There he is. There's Rockwell underneath and draws the foul with 2 seconds left in the half.
You want to get old and gray in a hurry. Those are the kind of fouls that drive you nuts. That was a shot. That was a 3-point shot and just absolutely missed terribly, and you end up getting a foul on the play. Watch this. If that hits rim, you're okay. Instead, you get an offensive rebound and a new opportunity.
Alfier with his first. Alpha rather. Set one. Rockwell to shoot a pair. Around the rim and in. He's got that shooter's roll. We're looking at a 70% foul shooter with 7 in the opening half.
The greatest run the coach has ever won are the last 2 points of the first half and the first 2 points of the second half. Believe me. And right here is a chance to do exactly that.
Good if it goes at the buzzer, and it's short. And we have come to halftime. Really interesting stuff in the first 16 minutes. To be honest with you, I think Allentown Central Catholic, lucky to be down 5. They got Hines heated up at the end of the second quarter, and this game is about right where I thought we'd be right here.
I think you made a great point when you said Hines wasn't involved enough. I think they realized that, got him involved in the last 2 minutes. He carried him on his shoulder back into the game, and then I thought Franklin did a nice job at the end of getting a little bit of momentum here with the 2 foul shots on that last 2-second shot.
We have come to halftime, as you can see, with Franklin leading Allentown Central Catholic by 5. First half highlights, statistics, Mark Shuey with a great interview. All of that next on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. We're back in Chocolate Town after this.
You're watching Boys PIAA Championship Basketball exclusively on PCN, Pennsylvania's championship network.
The PIAA is a Pennsylvania nonprofit corporation organized on a membership basis. Membership includes most of...
Again, showing you great fundamental basketball. Head and shoulders fake, steps up, knocks down the 7-footer off the glass. Pretty shot by Aaron Fetty of Franklin. Allentown Central Catholic forgot about Hines for a while, but they remembered him at the end of the half as he stepped in and one more time feathered the 3 from the brown line here at Hershey Park Arena. Those are your halftime highlights. 25-20 Franklin leads here at the half. And you look at the stats, the numbers that stand out, 58% for Allentown Central Catholic to 40 for Franklin. But Franklin able to do a number really down on the other end in the turnover department. And so far, very even game, 25-20, about what we expected here. And with me at halftime, A good friend, Associate Executive Director now of the PIAA, Bob Lombardi. And Bob, I always like to talk to you because, number one, I like to needle you. You're a good friend, but you're the guy that gets to take care of the officials during this tournament, and a fun job all year. But I see guys up here evaluating all the time. They've earned their way here, too.
Yes, they have. These people have graded out through the first round to the last, including a look-see in their districts. And these are some of our best people, and we're proud of them. We think they're having a good tournament.
What kind of forms do you use for these guys as you run them through the districts, then run them through the state tournament?
We gathered some information about 8 years ago from other states and other associations, NCAA, IBO, CBOA, and put it together with a consortium of about 15, 20 people from across the state. And we had a meeting, we put it together and said, we want to use this. We started it the first year, and then after that, we tweaked it and turned it. And we have something right now that other states are even borrowing from us that they think is a full, complete document.
The three-man crew has become so comfortable now with so many officials in high school becoming college officials as well. You've got to be pleased about that.
Absolutely. It's as closer both codes are, the better it is for all of us.
Now, finally, I got to ask you one other question. What time does the suit have to be back tonight?
Hey, I buy my clothes at Garanimals, baby.
Bob, always a pleasure. Great tournament, and we'll look forward to seeing you throughout. Bob Lombardi, Associate Executive Director of the PIAA. Well, you can see it there. Franklin 25, Allentown Central Catholic 20 here at the half. It has been a very, very good and well-played first half. A battle of two different styles. Franklin with the three-point shooting mentality. On the other side, Danny Hines, he the great one of inside and outside proportions, able to really put Allentown Central Catholic on his back at the end of the first half. But Franklin walks in with the last two free throws to take a little momentum. And we get ready to start the second half, and now back to Jed Donahue.
Thank you, Gary. 25-20 as we start, as you can see. And we welcome all of these games are live on the internet at PIAA.org. First time ever. And we welcome you on Pennsylvania's Championship Network. They have shown the Vikings, as we said to you in the first half, this is their fourth appearance on PCN. And they're going to have to battle from behind to start the second half. You always say the first few minutes of the second half, so vital in a game.
First 4 minutes normally, for some reason, I don't know why that is. It's just one of those axioms, but I don't know that either team's going to change a lot. I think they're both pretty comfortable in their styles right now, but you want to make sure you involve Hines. The one thing I'd have said at halftime would have been make sure Hines touches the ball every time we have a half-court possession.
He's touched it once on this one.
Going to touch it twice here.
And he's going to get a nice spot on the floor.
So what you do is you take the whole defense away from Hines, and then you come back and isolate him. And that was a beautiful move to start the second half. A set piece, and Hines in the book again.
He's clearly the most proficient offensive force on the floor for either squad.
You know, he's very fluid. I think that's the one thing that stands out.
Here's Horn from the corner, left it short.
Horn is not the guy you want shooting the ball from the outside right now.
Here's Hines, step around move, got a good look, good, and a foul. Are they going to count the basket or not?
Now,
they're going to wave it off.
Here's a situation where Hines let the ball go first, then came down. So you could say maybe it was a block out. But let's watch and see what happens. Now look, there's the slap, nothing there. Hines lets the ball go, but then in the midst of being in the air, again, it's the charge call. And when you go into the air, you are helpless offensively.
How'd you like to be seeing that plane land on you if you're Greg Leffert right now?
I'll tell you what, Leffert took a big hit down in there, but those are the kind of unselfish plays that, you know, can come to championships.
It's called the little game.
You know, you
that
got it
means
right.
Everything.
Take one for the team. Here's the penetration and look for the three. Just constant screen out top, penetrate, look for the three. So they're always looking back out of the three-point line. Most teams look at the baseline, except
Wide
right here.
open is Horn and an M&Emmer, and he missed the bunny inside, and the rebound cleaned out by Trinkle, and here comes Hines the other way for Central Catholic, and they'll slow it down.
I think Horn is concentrating so much of playing defense on Hines that he's really not been effective on the offensive end at all so far tonight. And Hines about to post him up again.
And it's a foul on Horn. That's his second, pushing off from behind.
What we call that is a UCLA cut. Hines started the offense, passed to the wing, went down inside, and then posted up. And you'll see him here. Comes off the screen, posts up off the UCLA cut. And now there he is. He's got him isolated and forces the foul on Horn.
See, this and M&M are a mismatch in here for the most part.
Good offensive concept.
Nice play to Trinkle on the inbound. I love that off the inbound, off the set piece.
Well, Matt Trinkle is another of the unselfish players. He gets a lot of rewards for setting the screen and then stepping back and getting the ball.
Good timeout right now. Veteran coach Bill Hager sees the game sliding away just a little bit, and he wants to settle the issue down with 6:06 left here in the third.
You're in the last game of the season. The runs you want to keep very, very short right now. You don't want anything extended or anything to get out of your hands. So right now, absolutely outstanding piece. You came out of halftime, you thought you had everything squared away, and all of a sudden, Allentown Central Catholic looks very, very organized against your man-to-man defense. So what coach wants to say right now is basically, hey, listen, you guys have to pick up the defensive intensity and start to force them out of the game again, and you got to keep Hines under control. We can't have him isolated down on the inside on Horn all the time by himself.
Quickly down to Mark Shuey. Mark?
Earlier, Jed, you mentioned that the keys to the game would be the play of David Hines, one of the keys. Hines, 6'5" senior of Allentown Central Catholic. He's generally acknowledged to be the best basketball player in the entire Allentown region, and that's saying a mouthful. And don't think Franklin coach Bill Hager isn't aware of Hines' ability. Hager says if the Knights can't guard Hines, Franklin is in big trouble, and that's a quote.
Allentown Central Catholic with a chance to take their first lead of the game on this trip.
I'd almost think about doubling up Hines just to get him to get rid of the ball sometimes. Here's that UCLA cut. Now watch, here comes Hines.
Nice
steal.
play by Horn. Now Horn in a foot race, better pull the plug. He does. Give it up for Grill to the running one-hander, no. And Trinkle battling, and there's Rockwell again. He is just an intangibles player, getting a lot of loose balls. Grill wide open, better shot underneath, and it's intercepted. Here comes Gooman. They leak out 3-on-2. Gooman looking for his first two and scores. Allentown Central Catholic leads for the first time.
Gooman set that layup up with his eyes. He looked the man off. The man took one step the other way, and Gooman said, I'm coming home.
Rockwell gives Franklin the lead again.
See the defense picking up now again. Backcourt, whole way down. You see Grill really putting the heat out there in the backcourt, but you don't want to do that.
Sean Grill reach in for his first. Team second of the second half.
Grill has such quick feet. I mean, at that time he put his hands on the body, but you watch his feet. His body's always in front of you. He's a very, very tough player. And don't think that that doesn't wear on you as a point guard. Has to see that all night long.
He's a pocket rocket, too, at 5'7". Low to the floor. Tough to get at.
There's a post-up play again. And then he comes off a weak side screen.
In it goes. Trinkle got position. They wave it off again. That
Once
doesn't
again,
play well over there on the ACC side.
Well, it was Grill setting in behind him, and Trinkle turned. Look at this. Grill comes from the weak side to draw the charge. A brilliant mental play. And that's where most charges come from. You come from the weak side, and you set up, and Grill just absolutely played him for a chump.
That's the second basket they've waved off as a result of a charging play. It's just solid defense. Horn and Hines, a game within a game right in front of us. Leffert for Rockwell, and they'll battle it around. Well, you don't want to leave it down there long. There are going to be hands all over it.
Always looking to the outside. They pass in, but your eyes are always hunting for that brown line. Find a spot-up shooter.
Grill from the white line.
Thank you very much.
Has 8.
I mean, Grill just stood there and said, okay, nobody's open, let me bury it.
They've outscored Allentown Central 6-0 since they trailed for the first time.
Here comes to Hines again. They're going to post him.
Got one dribble, turns, missed it. Horn battling. Horn got it out of there. Here's Grill. Gonna go for 3 more? No.
Too quick.
Gets his own miss, keeps it alive for Rockwell.
Boy, what a quiet, great game Rockwell is playing right now on both ends of the floor.
Timeout, Allentown Central Catholic. A run here for Franklin, leading it by 7 at 33-26. Let's have a look, if we can, of Sean Grill, and knowing the trajectory of where the miss may come off, and that time hustled it out to Rockwell, who got a beautiful look from 10.
Exactly. Well, here you go. There's the kick out. You got Rockwell right there on the baseline. But you go back to the timeout by Hager about 2 minutes ago when his team was slipping a little bit. They go on a run since then. Why? They pick up their defense. They put pressure in the backcourt again, and they get back up in the lanes here. He thought they were slacking off a bit, and the intensity has now yielded up a nice run.
Franklin has withstood a punch. Here it is again with Grill, and here's Hines with his back to you, 22 and white.
There's that three. He stood in there. He looked. The man backed off him. He said, you back off me, I'm going to take the three on you, even if it's at the white line, and he buries it.
Yeah, he's 22.5 feet away
Oh,
at
my
the white
gosh.
line. That was from way downtown.
Didn't look like any effort on the stroke, though.
Got a whistle. What, we got another timeout? I believe we do.
A little mental chess here in the third quarter.
It's an official's timeout. A full timeout now for Allentown Central Catholic. This allows us an opportunity to check in with Mark Shuey. Mark?
You know, we spoke earlier of the contrasting styles of play between these two teams, up-tempo Franklin and the ball-control Vikings of Allentown Central Catholic. Well, you know, these two teams have contrasting experience in the PIAA playoffs as well. For Allentown Central Catholic, a trip to the finals is really nothing new. The Vikings won it here at Hershey in 1984 and 1986, and they lost an absolute classic matchup to Aliquippa in 1989. The great Aliquippa team with Sean Gilbert, Myron Skywalker. Allentown Central Catholic at that time had Billy McCafferty. Meanwhile, this is Franklin's first ever trip to the PIAA finals, although the Knights did come very close. In 1995 and 96, they lost to Blackhawk in the Western Finals.
Mark and I did that game. McCaffrey fouled out with 46 points. It was just sensational basketball.
Watch the pressure if you can. Now they're going to do a little trapping this time. Show a little trap. Now they'll drop back into their half-court man-to-man. I mean, they have really picked up the defensive intensity in the last 3 minutes, has Franklin.
That's where Gooman comes into play because he just catches the ball so well. There's Horn. He catches the ball well, too. What a play by Horn defensively. And Hines is down. Horn is going to the universe. I mean, this is a football guy here. He's not subtle about his game. He's got the power game, and here's what happened.
Well, the difference is watch Horn get in front this time. He fronts the post, gets the steal. Hines falls
he ran
down,
into
just
Joe Grill.
stepped on another man's foot. But Horn did a great job of stepping up and fronting the post, and Hines couldn't get the ball. And that's what I think you have to do, is you have to challenge Hines and make sure that you get a hand up.
There's Ron Hassler in his 4th year with Allentown Central Catholic, 17th year overall as a head coach, one of the good ones in this state. Glad to see Hines all right.
There's that screen on top. Horn has been so invaluable as a screener here the whole game against this matchup.
Well, he and Gooman doing just the little things. Neither have points, although Gooman rather has 2, but
you look at that last play that Horn made, just tapping the ball away. I mean, it's an incredible play.
got Gooman on his 4th foul, or do they?
And just as we say that, the
Got Horn
screen's
on his
illegal.
3rd. Wow. His feet were moving.
Well, what he did is he put his hip out, and that's what the referee called. Referees want you stationary on that screen.
Interesting substitution as Nick
There
Hager
it is.
comes in along with Aaron Fetty.
Watch him put the hip. See right there? He's moving. And there's the hip he put out. See, you're so exposed out on top, the referee has his eye right on you because you're one-on-one. So the screen that you set has got to be almost perfect.
That's got to be a tough thing to teach in practice, though, because your natural reaction is to waffle just a little bit when you make contact.
Well, it is, but you're also counting the ball handler to take the ball away and run the man into the screen, too. And, you know, you got to stay still and wait for it.
Wide open at the top, McGeehan. And let's see who gets possession. It's going to go to Allentown Central Catholic.
Now, again, Allentown Central Catholic comes down that time, takes a shot without Hines touching the ball. And I think that's a key to their offense. Every time he touches the ball, something good happens. So make sure somewhere in the rotation he gets it. Let's see if he touches it here.
Nick Alfer, and they got a reach-in foul. Who are they looking at? Nick Hager over there, coach's son. His sister Hillary at Vanderbilt playing for Jim Foster there in the Lady Commodores. Coach's daughter, Bill Hager. Franklin 29-2. Their 2 losses this year are to Central 49-48. Erie McDowell by 3 at 56-53.
Now the key to the possession here again, get the ball in Hines' hands. But look what the defense is doing. It's taking the offense way, way outside of where they want to be. They forced Downtown Central's offense now not to be very comfortable.
Near steal by Leffert. Now they got a steal by Hager. One-on-one with Hines, and he pulls it back out. Now to Leffert. Pull-up pop for long 3. That's off the front. Hines clears, and he's fouled on the way by. Might be Hager it is. That's his 2nd.
Young Hager right now getting a little lesson from one Mr. Hines. Hines was ready to take off, and Hines is still hurting a little bit. I mean, he just banged his foot a moment ago. Now he got his knee that time.
Tell you, Nick Hager, only a sophomore. He has got an upper body.
Hines starts to take off, and it was close.
Bumper cars at the top of the lane.
The defensive difference here is up in the lanes for Franklin.
McGeehan, a rainbow, and good.
That's the answer that they need in Allentown Central Catholic. Found it, and Patrick McGeehan in the near corner, back to within 4.
3-ball corner pocket. And it goes to Fetty, got position, missed it. Rebound, McGeehan is giving him huge minutes off the ACC bench. And here comes Gooman, hand in the air.
That was as good a bounce pass you're ever going to see thrown by a point guard, Sean. Look at this, right up on you, just daring you to try to go around you, and everybody else up in the lane, and there's a steal.
Here's Leffert, puts it in front. One man to beat Hines, step around, got it off the window.
Perfect head and shoulder fake. He knew Hines was with him. He knew he was bigger. He head and shoulder faked him. Hines went by and then laid it in. That was a great steal and a finish on the other end.
They got to get Hines involved again. They went away from this a little bit in the second quarter and then got him back involved, and they got back in the game.
You've got to dribble penetrate right now because they're taking the lanes away from you, so you've really maybe got to try to get Hines to go to the basket one-on-one. Bring Horn outside where he's a little more uncomfortable.
Timeout. He got it done. Nice play that time by Nick Alfer. So full timeout. So that's going to be, I think, an issue in the fourth quarter. We seem to have timeouts burning away. And Paul Gudemout and George Zurich working the books for us. They do a great job, don't they? But have a look here. This is how you do the break.
This is as smart as you're going to get. Jump stop, ball fake, go up. You knew Hines was there with you. Now Franklin has 1:30 and 3 full left. ACC only has 1 full left, so they are operating on less gas. But I got to tell you, that timeout back there about 5-6 minutes ago by Coach Hager, absolutely brilliant, because he just said to his team, we win with our man-to-man defense. They have taken the man-to-man defense and turned it up a step and a notch, and it has made all the difference here, and that's why they're leading by 6 points. They were down by, what, 3 at that point? They're now up by 6.
That timeout was to fine-tune and get back at the task at hand, as you were talking about. Well, what is he talking about right now? They've been riding the lead. They survived the one punch from Central Catholic here. And they've clamped down defensively.
He's reminding them to focus on defense. Our defense is yielding up new opportunities. We're on a 10-3 run right now. We want to make sure that we keep getting the opportunities. Don't lax off of the defense, but also keep on looking on that penetration, and we'll get the threes that we want.
There you have it in the third quarter. Franklin leading it by 6, as Gary mentioned, on that 10-3 run.
Allentown Central Catholic's got to find a way to start dribbling the ball at the basket. I think they got to take it to the basket and penetrate instead of trying to pass the ball. Here's where the guy it's going to penetrate. It's Hines.
Gooman down the lane and another charge. Who held his ground? Sean Grill again at 5'7". Takes on Gooman at 6'4", and that's not easy.
Huge foul. He'll be out of the game that quick. See, there you got the penetration, but you can't leave your feet. You can't go into the air automatically and think you're ever going to get away with that. The officials have consistently called that every time in this game.
That's a tough play to take a charge, knowing Gooman is coming right through your front door. That's the 4th on Gooman, and that comes with 41 seconds left here in this third quarter.
I'll tell you what, we talked about the officiating at halftime with Bob Lombardi. In this kind of game, this is as well officiated as you're going to see a game done. I'm serious. They have been so consistent. You'd have to be pleased on both sides as coaches.
It's almost like they got the same scouting report we did.
Great games breed great officiating. And one of the things they're trying to do is let them play and decide the game on the floor. Good decision-making so far and very good consistency. Now, here you go. You're going to come down inside 11 seconds.
Leffert for 3. Good at the buzzer. Well, 3 seconds left, rather. Now, Curran, good if it goes, but Leffert does it again.
And again, it was that screen at the top of the key against the matchup zone that allowed Leffert to get open for the long 3.
We're going to be going down to Mark Shuey here momentarily, who's got the mother of Joe and Sean Grill. Mark, take it away.
Well, that's right. I'm with the lady I guess you could call the matriarch of Franklin's 2001 basketball team, Deb Grill, mother of Sean and Joe Grill, the great guards for the Knights. And I'll bet you wish you had a nickel for every basketball game you've ever attended. But tonight, it's got to be something special watching 2 of your sons play in a state title game.
Well, that's for sure. I can't believe it.
Well, you know, I've got to ask you, the way these guys play the game, it looks like they were born with a basketball in their hands. One question is, did you ever get them to put down the basketball to come in and have dinner?
come to think of it, that was a major problem at our house.
Now, when did they start playing around with basketballs? You said about, what, 2 years of age?
Exactly, and lucky enough, there were so many coaches in our community that would help them, even at that age.
Great, congratulations and good luck to you. Deb Grill, mother of Sean and Joe Grill, the fine guards of the Franklin Knights.
Joe Grill standing in front of our broadcast vantage point here at half court. Welcome you on Pennsylvania's Championship Network. You are watching exclusive live coverage of the 2001 PIAA Basketball Championships, and a great one here in boys AAA.
There's that ever-present screen up on top by